Good morning, children. Welcome to the English session. Today we shall deal with the lesson Glimpses of India. This chapter includes three short stories. The first one is A Baker from Goa by Lucio Rodriguez. This is a story about a baker and relates to the old Portuguese days. The second one is Coorg by Lokesh Abrol. It is a story about Coorg, a place in Karnataka. The author describes the weather, environment, people, wildlife, and the landscape of Coorg in the story. The last one is Tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Datta. This story is about two friends exploring the tea gardens of Assam and also learning the legends behind it. Now let's look into the first story, A Baker from Goa. Goa is situated 400 kilometers to the south of Mumbai. It remained under the Portuguese rule until 1961. Then it became a part of India. In this lesson, the author recalls the days when he was a child and Goa was still under the Portuguese rule. The Portuguese were very fond eaters of their famous loaves of bread. Now those eaters have left, but the makers of those loaves are still there. The traditional baker still goes round the streets to sell his loaves. The author recalls how, as a child, he used to wait eagerly for the baker. The baker carried a basket on his head. He carried a bamboo stand with him. The thud and jingle of his bamboo announced his arrival. He would come in the morning. He would come with loaves for the elders and bread bangles for the children. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke up the children from their sleep. They would run to him for their favorite bread bangles. The author says that he still recalls the fragrance of those bangles. He would be so eager to eat them that he never cared to brush his teeth or wash his mouth. Says the author humorously, the tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely. The author points out that no party, marriage, or religious festival could be thought of without the presence of the baker. The villagers were very much fond of the sweet bread known as bole. The marriage gifts were meaningless without it. So the baker's furnace in the village was the most essential thing. The lady of the house prepared sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. Cakes and bolinhas formed the important items on various occasions like Christmas and other festivals. The baker in the Portuguese days had a peculiar dress. It was called a cabai. It was a single piece long frock reaching below the knees. Then, in the days of the author's childhood, the baker wore a half pant that reached below his knees. The baker used to be quite well to do. He had a jackfruit like appearance and looked quite happy. Now let's deal with the second story, Coorg. Coorg is situated midway between Mysore and the coastal town of Mangalore. It is a heaven on earth carried gently by the air with great efforts from the kingdom of God. Here one can find the martial men who have shown their valor in the war. It is a home of evergreen forests, spices, coffee, wild animals, and other kinds of shrubs. During the monsoon, it rains heavily, and visitors fail to enjoy the perfect bliss of the earth. From September to March, the weather is all embracing, and the air breathes of invigorating coffee. In prime commerce, one can see coffee estates and colonial bungalows. Coorg or Kodagu is the smallest district of Karnataka. Its people are possibly of Greek or Arabic descent. As the story goes, a part of Alexander's army moved south along the coast and settled there. Since the return became impossible, these people married the locals and adopted their rites. Even today, we can see some differences from the Hindu mainstream in that place. There is another theory of Arabic origin that the Kodagus wear black coat with an embroidered waist belt known as kufiya. It resembles the kufiya worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. Kurgi homes are very hospitable. There are so many tales of valor related to their sons and fathers. The Kurg regiment is famous in the Indian Army. General Karyappa, the first chief of Indian Army, was a Kurgi. Only the Kurgus are the people in India who are permitted to carry firearms without a license. They are famous for showing utmost bravery before the enemy. There flows the Kaveri River from the hills and forests of Coorg. Fish like mahasir are abundant in these waters. Other creatures like squirrels, langurs, and elephants enjoy the splash and ripple effect in the clear water. The elephants can be seen bathing and their mahouts scrub them. The games like rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing, mountain biking, and walking trails are favorite with the trekkers. There one can enjoy the birds, bees, butterflies, macaws, Malabar squirrels, langurs, and slender loris are there to accompany us. The birds sit on the trees and keep a watchful eyes on the visitors. The ride on the elephants is very joyous. One can enjoy a climb on the Brahmagiri hills. It provides a clear, worth-seeing view of Coorg. There one can see the rope bridge which leads to the 64-acre island of Nisargadama. Walking over this rope bridge creates trembling sensations in our body. There one can come across India's largest Tibetan colony. It is run by the Buddhist monks. It is near Bailakuppe. It is inhabited by monks who wear red, ochre, and yellow robes. A number of visitors visit to discover the heart and soul of India in Coorg. Now let's deal with the last story, Tea from Assam. Pranjal and Rajveer are class fellows in Delhi. The parents of Pranjal are living in Assam. Pranjal's father is a manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam. So Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit Assam during the summer vacation. Both are in a train journey. When the train stopped, the vendor called out, "Chai garam, garam chai." Pranjal ordered for 2 cups of tea. Other passengers were also sipping tea in the compartment. Rajveer told that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk daily in the world. The train proceeded onwards. When they were traveling, they came to view a magnificent sight of tea bushes. They were tea plants like the stretch of the sea. They saw the tea plants in orderly rows, and a smoke was coming out from a tall chimney of an ugly building. Rajveer was excited to see the tea garden. Pranjal told that it is a tea country. Rajveer told some legends about tea. There is a story of the Chinese emperor. He always boiled water before drinking. One day, while boiling the water, a few leaves of the twigs fell into the water. It gave a delicious flavor. They said that they were the tea leaves. According to one legend, there was an ancient Bodhidharma, a Buddhist ascetic. He fell asleep while meditating. He did not like it and cut off his eyelids and threw them on the ground. 10 tea plants grew out of the eyelid. When their leaves were put in hot water, the drink removed sleep. Rajveer told that tea was first drunk in China. Chai and chini are from China. It was in the 16th century that tea came to Europe. That time it was used as medicine. Then the train reached into Mariani Junction. The boys collected their luggage. Pranjal's parents took them in a car towards Dekyabari. It was Pranjal's father's tea garden. There were tea bushes on both sides of the road. Women were plucking the tea leaves in bamboo baskets. May to July are the best months of tea yielding. Rajveer told this to Pranjal's father. He told Rajveer that he knew many things about tea plantation. Rajveer told him that he would learn more about them there. The summary. A Baker from Goa is a story that relates to the time when there was Portuguese rule in Goa. The story is of a baker living in a Goan village. During those times, people ate loaves of bread. They were made in big furnaces. The bakers, known as paiders, would come to sell these bread in the street and would make a jingle sound with the bamboo. Although nowadays we may not see these loaves, but may sometimes see the furnaces and some bakers carrying on the traditional business of their forefathers. The author remembers the coming of the baker twice a day during his childhood days. He was the author's friend and guide. The maidservants in the author's house would buy loaves of bread which they ate with tea. During those days, bread was an important part of any occasion, especially the sweet bread bowl. Also, the baker had a peculiar dress kabai. It was a single piece frock that would reach up to the knees. Baking was a profitable business at that time. Coorg is a story describing the Coorg or Kodag, the smallest district of Karnataka. The author describes Coorg as a heavenly place that lies between Mangalore and Mysore. It is certainly God's abode as it has evergreen forests, spices, and coffee plantations. From September to March, the weather is good here, and thus many tourists come to visit the place. The air here has the coffee aroma in it. There's a famous story about the Greek or Arabic descent of the Coorg people that a part of Alexander's army had to settle here as it was not possible for them to return. They thus settled here and married with the local. We may find people of Coorg wear kufiya, a long black coat similar to the kufiya that Arabs wear. People of Coorg are also very brave. The Coorg Regiment of Indian Army is one of the most significant regiments. Also, our first Army Chief General Cariappa hails from Coorg. The forests and hills of Coorg provide a major source of water to the river Kaveri. Also, Mahasir, the largest freshwater fish, is found in these waters. From the top of the Brahmagiri hills, we can see the complete view of Coorg. Also, Buddhist monks live in Bailakuppe in the islands of Nisargadaama near Coorg. The last story, Tea from Assam, starts with two friends, Rajveer and Pranjol, traveling to Assam. On their way, they buy the tea from a roadside vendor. While sipping the tea, Rajveer tells Pranjal that people drink over 800 million cups of tea throughout the world in a day. While Rajveer is looking at the beautiful serene scenery, Pranjal is busy reading detective books. There were tea bushes all over as far as one could see. They also saw a building which was a tea garden. Assam has the largest tea plantations and no one knows who discovered the tea from the first time. But there are many legends associated with it. According to a Chinese legend, a few branches of tea fell accidentally in the boiled hot water. The emperor liked the delicious flavor. This is how it came into being. As per an Indian legend, Buddhist monk Bodhidharma cut off his eyelids as to avoid sleep during meditation. About 10 tea plants grew out of these, and thus they banished sleep when put in hot water and drunk. Both of them got down at Mariani Junction and went to Dekiabari Tea Estate. There they saw women plucking tea leaves. Pranjal's father had come to receive them there and said that he knew a lot about plantations. Rajveer says that he is keen to learn from him. Thus we have come to the end of the session. Thank you and have a nice day.